Abandoned for years, it stood as a rusted monstrosity atop a hill, its shadow looming over the neighborhood. Abandoned for years, it stood as a rusted monstrosity atop a hill, its shadow looming over the neighborhood. But one summer evening, a group of daring teenagers, fueled by a mixture of boredom and intrigue, decided to explore its mysteries. Among them was Ethan, a skeptic who read too many conspiracy theories, and Lily, whose grandmother had whispered tales of strange happenings in Havenwood. The other three members of their group, Jess, Mike, and Tara, were less concerned about the stories, more animated by the thrill of potential danger. As the sun dipped below the horizon, they made their way up the hill, laughter ringing through the air despite the growing chill. The old transmitter tower had long fascinated the youth of Havenwood. According to local mythology, it was the last operational outpost of a government project gone awry, an abandoned SCP Foundation site. Paranoia swept through the group as they reached the tower's entrance, a heavy metal door creaking open at a mere touch. Inside, layers of dust clung to the air, and the walls seemed to whisper secrets of the past. Old machinery lay scattered like forgotten toys, and the faint hum of electricity whispered around them, surging sporadically through the air like the murmured ghost of some ancient machine. Ethan led the way, flashlight beam dancing across peeling labels warning of danger. "Look here," he said excitedly, pointing to a grimy note on the wall. SCP 2979. Audio echoes on certain frequencies. What's that mean? Mike asked, wrinkling his brow. Something about sounds, Ethan replied, brushing a layer of dust off an old control panel. This must have been the control room. His voice took on a mock-serious tone. Legend says the echoes of those who entered the tower still roam its halls, drawn by the frequencies. Quote, like ghosts? Lily countered, eyes lighting up. Maybe, Ethan said, his skepticism faltering as he felt the oppressive atmosphere surrounding them. Deciding to explore deeper, they descended a rusty spiral staircase that creaked ominously beneath their feet. At the bottom, they discovered a darkened room filled with dusty monitors, their screens eerily illuminated in dripping light. A control console flickered, and Tara, always the curious one, leaned forward to press a button. The room erupted with static, and for an instant, the elaborate ballet of shadows danced across the walls like a sinister play. The static morphed into voices, whispering a chorus of incoherent phrases. Each word echoed eerily, drawing them closer. "Turn it off," shouted Mike, but it was too late. The whispers grew louder, coalescing into desperate cries for help. "Someone's trapped," Jess screamed, backing away in horror. Ethan, scanning the room, resisted the urge to flee. "We need to focus. It's just sounds." But then things change. The voices began to transform, distorting into something darker. Names floated to their lips, long-lost friends, forgotten lovers. Horrified, they realized the screams began to sound alarmingly familiar. Suddenly, the room trembled, and the static coiled around them like a serpent. Loops of conversations they had shared echoed back, but with a sinister twist. Each syllable dripped with despair and sorrow, and the atmosphere turned icy. "Get out!" Lily's voice broke the spell, and they stumbled toward the stairs, each step heavy with panic. The echoes rose like a storm behind them, drawing closer, sounding almost like laughter. "Run!" Ethan yelled, and they charged up the stairs, slamming into the thick metal door. Outside, the air was still, but the darkness felt alive. As they fled down the hill, the echoes followed, relentless and compelling, promising to keep them from home. Days turned into weeks, and though the adventure ended the night they fled, they couldn't escape the lingering sounds that followed them. At night, they would hear faint echoes of their past conversations, twisted and reminiscent. Words turned to laughter, which morphed into wails, never truly leaving them. Ethan became withdrawn and irritable, his gaze often lost in the abyss. Jess heard whispers in the shadows of her own room. Sometimes they'd call her name. Mike claimed he saw silhouettes dangling in his periphery, and Lily felt a weight pressing against her chest as if specters were sitting on her soul. It wasn't just imagination, it was something far worse. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, Ethan gathered them in his home, eager to confront the terror they'd unleashed. "We need to go back," he insisted. But they hesitated, heartbeats synchronized like the gears of a sinister machine. Well beyond the realm of fears, something inside them knew the tower would never let them go. The old transmitter tower, with its echoes, had found its new set of voices, each one waiting to join the cacophony of despair, forever looping in the darkness. Though the friends had escaped its tangible grasp, they became trapped in an eternal echo, something more terrifying than any horror they could imagine. In Havenwood, the old transmitter tower stood unchanged, a forgotten remnant of a time when secrets were meant to stay buried. But if you listened closely, you could still hear the whispers carried by the wind, a reminder of their last visit, where the echoes never truly faded, and the SCP buzzed with life beneath the surface.